Dr. Joe Vitale, quote, "The universe will start to rearrange itself to make it happen for you," end quote. Jack Canfield, quote, "Most of us have never allowed ourselves to want what we truly want, because we can't see how it's going to manifest," end quote. Bob Proctor, quote, "If you do just a little research, it is going to become evident to you that anyone that ever accomplished anything did not know how they were going to do it, they only knew they were going to do it," end quote. Dr. Joe Vitale, quote, "You don't need to know how it's going to come about. You don't need to know how the universe will rearrange itself," end quote. How it will happen, how the universe will bring it to you, is not your concern or job. Allow the universe to do it for you. When you are trying to work out how it will happen, you are emitting a frequency that contains a lack of faith that you don't believe you have it already. You think you have to do it and you do not believe the universe will do it for you. The how is not your part in the creative process. Bob Proctor, quote, "You don't know how, it will be shown to you. You will attract the way," end quote. Lisa Nichols, quote, "Most of the time when we don't see the things that we've requested, we get frustrated, we get disappointed, and we begin to become doubtful. The doubt brings about a feeling of disappointment. Take that doubt and shift it. Recognize that feeling and replace it with a feeling of unwavering faith. I know that it's on its way," end quote. Step 3. Receive. Lisa Nichols, quote, "Step 3 and the final step in the process is to receive. Begin to feel wonderful about it. Feel the way you will feel once it arrives. Feel it now," end quote. Marcy Shimoff, quote, "And in this process it's important to feel good, to be happy, because when you're feeling good you're putting yourself in the frequency of what you want," end quote. Michael Bernard Beckwith, quote, "This is a feeling universe. If you just intellectually believe something but you have no corresponding feeling underneath that, you don't necessarily have enough power to manifest what you want in your life. You have to feel it," end quote. Ask once, believe you have received, and all you have to do to receive is feel good. When you are feeling good, you are on the frequency of receiving. You are on the frequency of all good things coming to you, and you will receive what you have asked for. You wouldn't ask for anything unless it was going to make you feel good in the receiving of it, would you? So get yourself on the feel-good frequency and you will receive. A fast way to get yourself on that frequency is to say, "I am receiving now. I am receiving all the good in my life. Now, I am receiving." Fill in your desire, now, and feel it. Feel it as though you have received. A dear friend of mine, Marcy, is one of the greatest manifestors I have seen, and she feels everything. She feels what it would feel like to have what she is asking for. She feels everything into existence. She doesn't get caught up in how, when, or where. She just feels it and it then manifests. So feel good now. Bob Proctor, quote, "When you turn that fantasy into a fact, you're in the position to build bigger and bigger fantasies. And that, my friend, is the creative process," end quote. Matthew chapter 21 verse 22, quote, "Whatsoever you shall ask in prayer, believing you shall receive," end quote. Mark chapter 11 verse 24, quote, "What things soever you desire, when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you shall have them," end quote. Bob Doyle, quote, "The law of attraction. The study and practice of the law of attraction is just figuring out what will help you generate the feelings of having it now. Go test drive that car. Go shop for that home. Get in the house. Do whatever you have to do to generate the feelings of having it now, and remember them. Whatever you can do to achieve that will help you to literally attract it," end quote. When you feel as though you have it now and the feeling is so real that it is like you have it already, you are believing that you have received, and you will receive. Bob Doyle, quote, "It could be you wake up and it's just there. It's manifested. Or you might get some inspired idea of some action to take. You certainly shouldn't be saying, 'Well, I could do it this way, but man, I would hate that.' You're not on the right track if that's the case. Action will sometimes be required, but if you're really doing it in line with what the universe is trying to bring to you, it's going to feel joyous. You're going to feel so alive. Time will just stop. You could do it all day," end quote. Action is a word that can imply work to some people, but inspired action will not feel like work at all. The difference between inspired action and action is this: inspired action is when you are acting to receive. If you are in action to try and make it happen, you have slipped backward. Inspired action is effortless, and it feels wonderful because you are on the frequency of receiving.